Hey everyone, I just wanted to make this video to kind of outline some of the points as to why you would maybe not want to summon as soon as a banner goes live, or even for a day or longer. This is more for the free-to-play and budget players, but this is still applicable for the people that spend money on the game. Alright, let's first start off with some general points as to why you would not want to summon as soon as a banner goes live. This first one is pretty obvious, but it may not be obvious to some people. But when new characters and new contents arrive, people are super hyped, super amped, super high on endorphins, and they will have a biased opinion on things as it's a new toy, right? So let others summon first, let others try it out, and even during this period, people will be super biased to make these characters look like they're great, they're above and beyond in tier and damage, etc, etc. So I just want to give this warning that you guys just shouldn't believe everything that you hear right off the bat when people start saying these new characters deal so much damage, these characters are so fun, they're so easy to use, they're so useful. Just be very wary of what the community says, what your friends say, what your favorite content creators say as well. You may want to wait a couple hours for the grace period or even longer for people to do mathematical testing to find actual applications, find out if they have proper gear sets, etc. Once you start to reach around AR35 or AR40, you've pretty much exhausted all of your non-renewable gems from chests and story and other missions, and you'll be left to basically just your renewable resources, which is going to be pretty much just your daily gems. You're only going to get about 60 Primogems per day as an allowance. You do obviously have like the gift codes, the promo codes that they occasionally hand out, the hand-me-outs, the events, and you also have the Spiral Abyss. The Spiral Abyss is also not that great as a renewable source of gems. We're going to really briefly cover the Spiral Abyss renewable rewards. If you guys did not know, Spiral Abyss floors 9 through 12 only resets on about the 16th and the 1st of each month, and you'll be able to have 3 different types of rewards. From 3-star, 6-star, 9-star, where you'll get 50 Primogems and some mora as a reward. You also do get your artifacts and your clear rewards reset, but it is very hard to get stars in the Spiral Bliss as a free-to-play or budget gamer. 6 stars is very reasonable, but getting 9 stars on, say, floors 11, 12, even 10 can be a little rough as of right now. If you did the dailies for an entire month, you'd only get about 1,800 Primogems, and then if you did 6-star all the floors from 9 through 12, you would get about 800 Primogems per month there. And in total, if you put the hand-me-outs, you'd get somewhere around 2 to 3 multis per month. It could take you many a months just to make sure you save up for just a random 5-star. To guarantee a rate of 5-star of your choice, it's going to take you 18 multis. There's going to be a lot of characters to come like Danslave, Ayaka, Shao, this Russia people, this little guy, these twins, this Egyptian person, and a bunch of these closed beta testing models that have been found in the game files. What I'm basically trying to get at here is that this is just the start for Genshin Impact. If you guys are in it for the long haul, there's a lot to come, so you guys may want to hold off on your resources, store them up so that you can get the character that you really want. Even if you're just viewing Genshin Impact as your short fix, you're still going to want to make sure that your resources go into something that's going to be useful, that makes your gameplay fun. If you guys are just hunting for waifus and husbandos, then go for it. That's awesome. But at the same time, if you guys are trying to beat the endgame content, you want to make sure that character that you just used all your life savings for is going to be great. It's going to entertain you for months on end until you quit the game. My next point is that you should be very wary of what content creators have to say about a character, especially on release, because they might have a hidden agenda where they might be trying to get you to pull for that character, because if you do pull for that character and you get that character, you're going to watch that stream that has that character. You're going to watch those YouTube videos that have that character. You're going to want to watch the videos that have them summoning it, of them building the character with artifacts, of building the character with weapons, building the character with different teams, using that character in the endgame content such as Abyss, watching those big damage showcases as well. And it's just an agenda that some content creators could have, so just be careful of what they say. They might exaggerate some of the numbers just maybe because they're hyped, they're only human. When characters have come out, I've seen content creators go and say that a character has 50% more damage, 2 times as much damage, even 3 times as much damage in other games or even in Genshin Impact. You really want to wait until tests are done to verify this sort of information. What's the harm in waiting a few days, especially when you have limited resources? And if you do end up waiting till like the end of the banner, you could always find out new information every single day that a character is out. Or maybe you get information on a new banner or new characters to come real soon. I know not everyone plays gacha games, and Genshin Impact might be their very first gacha game, and so I want to cover a few important things, such as power creep. Power creep is a situation where updates to a game introduce more powerful units or abilities, leaving the older ones underpowered. This often happens in gacha games because if power creep didn't exist, you would just reroll for the best units at the start and never summon or never spend money on a game. Mihoyo, or the creators of Genshin Impact, are no stranger to this concept, as they have another game called Honkai Impact where they introduced a series of characters that are Hershers or gods that just power creep all the old units that existed. At the end of the day, power creep will always exist and the unit that you pull for will become obsolete at some point, but you want to make sure that the unit that you do go for will satiate your needs and desires until you can save up until the next pity to guarantee that you get the next great character. The next topic I want to talk about is how expensive it really is to summon with paid currency, as there's a lot of times where free-to-play players or budget players end up running out of currency, and then a banner comes out or a character comes out that they really want to summon on, and they decide it couldn't be too harmful to buy a little bit, and it just ends up into a deeper rabbit hole. For the first time purchases, you're going to be getting 12,960 Primogems for $100 spent. That 12,960 Primogems will get you about 8.1 multis. That's roughly around $12.35 per multi. After you exhaust your first time purchases, you're going to be spending $100 for 8,080 Primogems. That's going to give you 5.05 multis, and that's going to result in you spending about $19.80 per multi, or a little under $2 per single summon. After you consider how much it costs to do each summon, think about how many summons it takes to get your first 5 stars. It's going to take you somewhere usually between 70 to 90 pulls. And in total, that's going to mean that you're going to be spending anywhere between $140 to $180 just for a random 5-star. Obviously, there is the guaranteed pity of the promotional unit, but that's still going to cost you anywhere between $280 to $360. Also, for those that are looking to just pull for 4 stars, be aware of what your pity's at, as there is something weird going on with the summon system where there's a large influx of 5 stars being pulled around the 70 to 90 summon mark. You can always check your pity by going to the wish page and checking the history tab on the bottom left. Then you can go click on the drop down menu to go through the type of banner that you're summoning on, character, weapon, novice, or permanent, and counting how many summons you've done. These summons do take roughly about an hour to update, so when you are doing a summon session, try to actively keep in mind how much you've done. Now I want to really briefly gloss over the Childe Banner, because we don't have a whole lot of information about Childe and Diona with their multipliers and their cooldowns and their interactions with other characters, but at face value, this banner is not very great for budget gamers, because Ningguang and Beidou are really niche waifus. Yes, they're very waifu, but to be able to utilize them to a great extent, you have to really love the character and main them. Even in the Abyss, there's no real boosters for Ningguang or Beidou, or real areas where they specialize. Yes, Abyss is not the be-all end-all, and you don't have to worry too much about it, as the rewards are a little bit lackluster, but if you are a person that really cares about completing the game and beating the end game, it may matter to you. Now for Childe and Diona, we don't know their values and their cooldowns post-launch, as we may know them from betas or pioneers, but they're always subject to change. There are rumors going around that Childe did get a nerf. You do also have to keep in mind that when Childe does come out, he probably won't have a good full set bonus. The reason for this is because we don't have any Hydro set bonuses or full 4-piece, 5-piece crit rate set bonuses either. This lack of a specialized set for him could definitely hurt his numbers a little bit. Just like with Klee, there's no real perfect set for her, although for Diluc, Crimson Witch is pretty much designed for Diluc. By the time the sets that do feel like they're designed for these characters come out, they might already be power crept and be usable on other newer, better characters as well. Lastly, make sure that you have enough resources to bring these characters up to a usable degree. Make sure you look at this chart. I will link it down below to add up everything that you need. It will take you weeks on end just to make sure that you have enough resources. There are often times people end up pulling for a character and they can only bring them up to like level 40, level 60, and they have gimped artifacts, gimped weapons, or gimped talents as well. So before you guys summon for a character, make sure you guys have all these resources pre-prepped for them. I pretty much wanted to make this video because of what happened during the Klee banner in the community. There was a lot of hype around a character, exaggerated numbers, a lot of people who couldn't even level their character for a month until they were able to use it. And some people ended up pulling for Klee and they just didn't like her playstyle, as she has like a ranged auto attack, a close range charge attack, a medium range elemental skill, long cooldowns, very squishy. Childe may end up in a similar situation with his dual stances. You can't just stay in melee stance. He has very long cooldowns for his elemental skill. Make sure you do the test run for a character multiple times before you decide to pull that character as well. And check the constellation, check the talents, check the equipment, check the weapon that the developers decided to put on that test run. As a content creator, I will be polling for you guys so I can give you an honest review about these new characters as well as any sort of negatives or positives that I feel are important to talk about. And I will be making another video regarding should you summon on this banner after I've done a thorough analysis on everything. That's going to be all for this video. Please do leave a like, comment down below if you guys are going to be summoning immediately or how long you guys plan on waiting. Subscribe for more Genshin Impact content. Hit the bell for live notifications. Join the Discord and follow me on Twitch for live tips as well as follow me on socials. I'll see you guys later. Bye.